Hi everyone, John from LookSmart Home Inspections right here in New Jersey, and today I want to talk to you guys briefly about sometimes we find electrical panel boxes in homes that are unsafe and that are actually hazardous. Not often, but they're still out there. These panel box manufacturers are still out there. These are still installed in New Jersey homes. And part of what we do as home inspectors is to examine the electrical service in a home. And that certainly includes the main panel box and any sub-panel boxes, that exist in the house. And part of what we're looking for is the panel box manufacturer and to make sure that panel box is not one of the ones that can cause you significant safety issues, after you move in the house. So the first one is Federal Pacific electrical panels. And I've talked to you guys about this before. And the big problem with these panels is that they don't trip. The breakers just don't trip at times. And if you have a breaker that doesn't protect the wires effectively, you can have a house fire and pretty significant problem. If that happens at night, no one's home in the house, you can really basically burn your whole house down. I won't go into detail about why, what happened with this company, but just know there's class action lawsuits. The company is no longer in existence. And if people try to tell you this panel is safe and, oh, they've lived in the house for 40 years and they never had a problem with this panel, that doesn't mean you're not going to have a problem with the panel in the future. These are not to be messed with and they should be replaced. The next one is Zinsco. Okay, that's the one with all the colorful breakers, all different colors, and that looks nice and fancy, but it is a nightmare, this panel box. And this panel box basically has the same type of problem as the federal panel box because the breakers don't trip sometimes when they're required to do so, and that can cause a significant, safety issue in a home. So we're looking for Federal Pacific electric panels, we're looking for Zinsco panels, and we're also looking for Pushmatic panels or Bulldog type panels. And these are the electrical panels with the push buttons, right? And this is another type of panel that the breakers may not trip properly. And this has got push button breakers. I mean, who thought this would be a great idea? Because half the time you can't tell if the circuit is open, if it's closed, if the breaker's on, if it's not on. And they get very, very tight. And they could have a problem with making contact with the bus bar. And that's a big problem also because this is another one that can cause you a lot of safety hazards in homes. So make sure your home inspector is looking for these panel boxes.